So today we have with us Tahir Raj Bhasin. After struggling for almost 3 long years, you made your Bollywood debut with Mardani and literally left the audience with goosebumps with your intensity. And then you went on to do films like Force 2 and Mantor, and then went on to win hearts as Derek of Chhichhore, who I still have a crush on. And now you're getting up for two much awaited films. How does it feel that you've reached here after so much of hard work and struggle?
Thanks for that introduction, Mahima. I've always looked at it as being an aspiring actor and never a struggling actor. And I think a lot has to do with your outlook and what your perception of your own journey is. Having said that, as I went along every year, taught me a little bit as an actor and as myself. And I think when you go through a journey in this fashion, you just appreciate where you are in terms of the opportunities that you have in front of you now and all the different kind of films that I've done. So how do I feel at the moment? At the moment, I feel exactly the way the rest of the world is feeling, is that life is on pause and we're all combating this crisis together. And as things get safer gradually, I'm really excited about 83's release and of course Looop Lapeta with Taapsee that we hopefully start shooting this year.
So are you excited to go back on sets? Do you think it's safe at the moment? I mean, the unlock has begun, but there's still a
The
hike
unlock
in the
has
cases.
begun. There is, I know a couple of TV shows are shooting at the moment because in Bombay, there's a massive monsoon season. I think shoots will resume as of September. I also think that gradually what everyone is coming to terms with is that this is not a crisis that's all of a sudden like ek din tha aur ek din nahi hoga. It's something that we're going to have to live with. So
Yes.
now that everyone has had a certain amount of practice on how to deal with it, I think we're going to have to mold the way we work. The government has already put out guidelines of 30% of the crew that's coming out. Producers themselves will make masks and hand sanitizers necessary, temperature checks. So the way of working will change. And we'll have to take all safety precautions at every level in the shooting process because even one threat on set is a problem for everyone.
Mm-hmm. So you'll be playing the role of legendary cricketer Sunil Gavaskar in Kabir Khan's directorial.
Yeah.
So how did you prepare for your character?
Wow, playing a character like Sunil Gavaskar is it's a challenge and it's daunting at the same time because everyone in this country is a cricket fan and everyone has an opinion on cricket and everyone in this country also loves movies and they've got opinions on acting. So to combine both of those, acting and playing a cricket legend, you know that you have to be absolutely spot on. And luckily Kabir Khan is also a perfectionist and he gave me a lot of references, both visual and audio. I worked for 6 months in trying to just get the swing like Sunil Gavaskar because I've admitted this publicly before. I am not a professional cricketer. I mean, I played gully cricket in school and in college, but I was never part of a professional team of any sort. So just to learn the intricacies of bat kaise pakadna hai, what your swing is like, how your shoulders move, how your wrist moves, took me a lot of time. And we worked with Balwinder Singh Sandhu, who was a cricket team member of the original 1983 cricket team, as well as he was a coach on this film. But more than that, what was exciting for me about 83 was it is an event film. At no other time in the immediate future can I see a film about the Cricket World Cup being made on the scale at which this one has been made. Like we all moved as a team to the UK for 3 months. We traveled to all the real locations. मतलब अगर 83 में game Lords में खेला गया था तो हम Lords Stadium गए थे, वहाँ पर shooting करी थी. And it was just amazing that you get to relive this slice of history and these incredible men who were celebrated icons and still are, and got to experience this. I think as an actor, it was a once in a lifetime experience film.
That's definitely got me more excited for 83. And other than 83, you've played the role. I mean, you've played like a special appearance in Kai Poche as Ali.
Yes.
For the cricketer. So, I mean, did it feel like you're going back to the field or something like that?
I mean, it was very special because it's like life comes a full circle. I started off and it was a blink and miss part in Kai Poche where I walk onto the pitch right towards the end few minutes of the film. And Ali is also an opener and he plays a cover drive. And so Sunil Gavaskar was an opener for India. So sometimes, like, you know, they say in Bombay, you don't make your choices get to you. And it's just a funny thing that this has been a continuing theme in my work.
That's great. So when you were approached for 83, what were your
Mhm.
initial thoughts? Did you feel any kind of pressure? Did you feel nervous? Did you feel excited or scared? Because there are so many fans of cricket and
Right.
Gavaskar ji's fans. So they obviously have a lot of expectations from you. So were you
Right.
nervous before saying yes?
No, I think like as an actor, you look for opportunities where you get projects that the audience will want to watch. So I was very excited because it definitely sounded like a concept that everyone's going to be excited about. Also, given the great names that were attached to it, Kabir Khan, there was Pankaj Tripathi, who's playing the manager of the team, Ranveer Singh, of course, and the incredible ensemble of all the actors. But for me, I asked myself one simple: is the next time a film about the Cricket World Cup is going to be made where on this scale all of us travel and we play and live like the cricketers? And it was about that experience of reliving that time, and it wasn't about pressure or fear or the number of cast members, which a lot of people have asked me before. So yes, I count this as an experience film, and I think it was an amazing decision, and I really look forward to it being one of the films that brings the audience back in the theater.
Mhm. So you've worked in a multi-starrer before as well. I'm talking about Chhichhore here, and now you're again working in
Right.
a multi-starrer. So is it more fun shooting with a big team? Because when we watch the films, it's so much fun, and watching the behind-the-scene clips and pictures and everything that everybody puts up on social media. I mean, it's a delight to watch.
Right.
So is it that much fun to shoot a multi-starrer?
It's a lot of fun, and but it totally depends on what the concept of the film is. Chichore was a campus film, so we went to IIT Bombay. We shot there, we lived there. 83 again is a team film, and so we lived and behaved exactly like a team. We trained like the team. But I would say films that aren't ensembles, like a Mardani, where I was just by myself for 2.5 months, and that was also my first big lead part, and so I was very nervous about it. Had its own adrenaline rush. So I don't like to really differentiate of, oh, this is more fun, so I'm going to try and do this more. But if the script demands it, and if you get great people, which touchwood so far on both the ensembles that you've named, I have had, it ends up being a lot of fun. It's like you go on a trip with your friends and you be a little productive and create something, and that energy, like you rightly said, always translates on screen as well.
That's great. That's really amazing. So, your co-star Ranveer Singh, who's playing the role of Kapil Dev, he is known as the live wire of Bollywood. So, how was your experience of working with him?
I have to take a deep breath and sit back when I think about Ranveer, because that's the kind of energy. I think because he was the captain of the team, both in terms of the seniority or in his seniority and as well as the part. He was an amazing example. Like, he was always the first to come and to practice. He was the last one to leave. And his energy is infectious. When someone is that bouncy and, come on, let's do this. Today's going to be a great shot. It like sort of spreads across the team, and so it was great.
Wow. So many filmmakers are now opting for direct OTT releases because of coronavirus, and so many web shows are also
Yeah.
coming up, and you're also going to be seen in one. So, do you think actors get more appreciation for their craft instead of the star persona on digital platforms, or is that just a perception that's going around nowadays?
Um, no, you get equal recognition and appreciation regardless of whether you're on OTT or on film. But what OTT platforms do give the industry is that they allow for a lot of new talent to come in. And new talent, not just in terms of actors, but also the crew that you work with. It could be a DOP or a new director, a new art director, and a lot of them get to work on projects. OTTs at the moment, a great parallel that's going on, and it's an outlet for a lot of filmmakers who haven't got a release.
All right. Okay. So after 83, as you said, you have Loop Lapeta with the bold and beautiful Taapsee Pannu, and you also have your web show. So tell us something about your projects. I mean, as much as you can.
We were very lucky. We managed to wrap up the show that we're shooting for Geo just 3 days before the lockdown. A lot of the post production had to happen during the lockdown. So for the first time, I'm doing dubbing over the phone. Then we're sending it to the director, and we're doing Zoom calls to try and figure out. So it's been a learning process of how to manage work in spite of the lockdown. And it's the same for Looop Lapeta, discussions with the director, meetings with Taapsee, all of that's been happening over video calls. I think what makes a project exciting for me are two things. One is the storyline and what the character is, and second, who you're working with. And in Looop Lapeta, that's what excites me, is that it's the remake of Run Lola Run. So it's a heist film. It's got a hint of romance. There's a little bit of quirk in it. So to play a romantic lead is going to be a first for me. And I can't think of anyone better than Taapsee Pannu, because she's someone whose journey I've really admired. She, like, every part she does takes her from strength to strength. And I have a feeling it's going to be new and fresh. And it's something that I really look forward to once we get on floor.
Super excited. And what about your web show?
I unfortunately can't say too much about it. What I can tell you is that it's a period show, and it's based in the 70s. It's about the behind the scenes of the way Bombay and Bollywood would function. Was creative producer on it. Pushpadeep Bhardwaj, who's a new director, who's got like this amazingly clear and stylish vision, was directing it. And it's a sort of love. It's a love dynamic between two actresses, not one but two. There's Amla Paul from the south and Amrita Puri from Bombay. And I can tell you that shooting a web show over 2 months, it feels like you're packing in 2 or 3 film shoots in that period, because you have to get anything between 7 to 10 episodes out, but you've only got that much time. So it's like one scene after the other, 10 to 12 hours a day. And I'm really glad we managed to shoot that before the lockdown.
Wow. Oh my God. That's like a lot of time to put in. And like a lot of hard work.
It is, but it's fun. There's a lot of coffee, and there's a lot of rehearsal that goes into it, and we manage.
That's amazing. So if you get any more good scripts and everything, are you looking forward to doing more web series?
It would really depend on the script. Like I said earlier, I don't really differentiate between I'm going to do so many web and so many films. Mm-hmm. But it really depends on the script and who's directing it.
And what about the co-stars? Does that get you a little excited?
Yeah, definitely. Always does. Like, one of the reasons Manto, I went into doing Manto is because it was going to be Nawaz and me, and I thought that would just be a phenomenal acting workshop, and it really was. I think it was like an intensive masterclass being with him on set, and I've, in the same vein, learned a lot from Rani Mukherjee in Mardani, John Abraham in Force 2, because it's people think of it as work, but it really isn't. When you're signing on a film, it's like this relationship that you're going to have with every crew member, and you literally live with them for anything between 6 to 7 months. So it's got to be people that I have no better way to put it except whose vibe you like.
So whose vibe did you like the most so far, if you had to choose?
That's a very tricky headline making question.
Sorry.
which I shall safely answer as I like everyone's vibe.
And we love that answer. We absolutely love that answer, because your chemistry with all of the actors, all of your co-actors, has beautifully reflected on screen. So that's another amazing thing. So we're almost like at the end of the interview, and I'm still starstruck by Tahir Raj Bhasin, who I've had a big crush on for a year now. So happy.
Thank you.
So my final question is, if you got the chance to play any other character other than Sunil Gavaskar in 83, who would you pick? Like any other character?
I wouldn't change. I honestly, because I had a book over here that I was reading just before I got into, which I wish I could show you, but it's called Sunny Days. It's Sunil Gavaskar's biography. And when I read about the journey that he had been through even before the 83 World Cup, the records he had broken, and how he was the star poster boy of Indian cricket, I felt very close to the part and the journey that he had been through. So it would really be unfair of me to, at this point, say not this one, because by the end of it, we really felt like our parts. So I wouldn't change that for the world.
That's great. And that's a perfect answer.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Tahir, for your time. I hate Corona right now because I wish this wasn't a virtual interview and I could see you face to face. But hopefully,
I promise, once it's over, when we're doing the promotions of Looop Lapeta, we shall meet face to face.
Thank you so much, and thank you for all your time. It was a great chat. Thank you so much. All the very best.
Thank you. Thanks.